Welcome back to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Lone Ranger, talking about what's going on in the real estate industry right now. What are interest rates doing? Well, I can tell you this much right now. It's been a rocky road. I'm looking at a chart of interest rates. They're up and down, and then it just looks like a spider web. They're all over the place right now. But listen, I'm going to tell you something. They're still not horrible. Okay, they're not horrible. Now, you're going to hear other people marketing their products and going, they're at all-time lows. Well, they're not at all-time lows. You guys aren't stupid. You know that they're not at all-time lows. But does that stop me from buying property? Absolutely does not stop me. Because at the end of the day, okay, we are going to marry the house. We're going to date the rate. And if the rate improves later, we'll just refinance it. That's what refinancing is for. So you can improve the rate of return that you get on your investment. You can lower the payments. So we can help you with that. You just pick up the phone and call me at 407-706-3313 or go to my website at webringyouhome.com. If you are looking for a great real estate agent, I will connect you with great real estate agents in your neck of the woods. Now, I have realtors that I work with from Daytona and New Smyrna, Melbourne, Palm Bay, Titusville, Rockledge, Davenport, St. Cloud, Kissimmee. You've got Claremont, all the way out in Mineola. We've got Seminole County. I got Sorrento. Got some great agents in Sorrento area. And, of course, Orlando, Winter Park, and, Longwood, Lake Mary, you name DeLand, Deltona. I got it. You need it. I got it. Great agents that will take great care of you. And here's what you want as a buyer. First of all, you want a good negotiator that's going to negotiate for you. You want them to ask for closing costs, because right now, closing costs, you got to pay that out of pocket, right? So let's get your closing costs paid by the seller. Why not? You can negotiate that. And that's why I think we have a better opportunity today than we did 6 months ago. Because 6 months ago, sellers were getting, you would pay $10,000 to $20,000 over ask price and over appraised value. That's not the case anymore. Now you can get a home for like 97% of the ask price in many cases. I'm not saying everything is carte blanche, because it's not. And if you bought a median, let's just say you bought a home that was $400,000, and the real estate agent that you choose is going to make a 3% commission. So 3% of 400,000 is $12,000, and they will give you 25% of that back, which is $3,000 toward your closing costs. Why wouldn't you do that? I can help you connect with the right people in your area. Don't choose your sister's best friend's cousin to represent you as a real estate agent. I'm going to tell you something, and definitely don't pick a relative. If you got a relative that's a realtor and they screw something up and you got to sit across from the turkey dinner at Thanksgiving from them, it's not going to be a pleasant situation. It's going to be uncomfortable from now on. Believe me, don't choose that option. What you want to choose is somebody that's going to represent you and be honest with you and communicate with you and fight for you. That's a good representative. You call me. I'll connect you. 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. It's always important to make sure that your loan is fully approved before you go out shopping for a home. Now, some people would say, hey, why do I want to go through the whole loan process? I haven't even found the right house. You will never find the right house and negotiate a good deal if you do not make the seller feel like you are a completely done deal. Like, you got to be guaranteed that you're going to close on time. That means eliminating contingencies at all cost. So maybe you have a house to sell, and that's a contingency because you need the money out of that house. Talk to me. Maybe there's alternatives that we can figure out to make your offer look more attractive. Here's one other thing that I do that I don't see a lot of other companies do. First of all, I have a program called Fast Track Loan Approval. So let's just put this in perspective. Most pre-qualifications and pre-approvals are written by the loan officer that is going to be evaluating your loan. Now, loan officers typically are commission-based employees. And I know the quality of most of the loan officers out there is not even close to what my assistants that work for me in my own branch? No. My team knows more about mortgages than I have interviewed people that go. I've had loan officers come to me and say, I've been doing this for 15, 20 years. And I still look at you like, and you still haven't figured it out. It's amazing how much bad information you're giving to your clients. Go to somebody that cares and knows. My team, before they're on the phone with a client, has got to go through a year training with me. And then they're an apprentice. And then they're underneath one of my senior loan officers for about 2 more years. So 3 years before they're really in a position that I feel like you know enough to be able to give good advice. How do you like that? That's what you get with a loan arranger. 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com. I promised you in the last segment that we're going to talk a little bit about mobile homes and condominiums. Now, why am I bringing up mobile homes and condominiums? Because as prices continue to rise, more and more of you feel like you can get into a mobile home or a condominium for a lot less money out of pocket. And in some cases, you absolutely can. It is true. However, there are additional things that you need to know. And most real estate agents that I talk to out there do not know how to negotiate or how to understand how financing works for condominiums and mobile homes. Is it different? It is different. So let's break it down. Let's first talk about some mobile homes. Okay. So first of all, mobile home is not financeable under any type of traditional financing like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, VA, if it was built before 1976. And if it is a single wide, it's extremely difficult to get any type of decent financing on it. So if you don't own the land, you cannot get a traditional mortgage on it. It's just a title loan like you would get for your car. It's not a mortgage. Now, if you found a mobile home and you're going to own the land and it's in a planned unit development, meaning it's got an HOA, then there are additional restrictions on the type of financing that you can get if there's any single wides in that community, even if the one you're buying is not a single wide. It limits the type of financing. Now, that's why you go to an expert like the loan arranger to guide you through that so that you get that advice. And if you're a real estate agent and you're not working with me and my team, you are making a mistake because you're not getting all the good advice. And then you're wondering why. I had this client with a lender for 4 weeks and they were all approved. I don't know why the financing fell apart on the 3rd day before closing. I don't understand it. That's because you did not understand and couldn't give the client proper advice and know if the lender knew what they were talking about. Because I'm going to tell you right now, most loan officers out there will write a check that their ass can't cash. And they do it all the time. I see it all the time. And if you're a real estate agent, isn't it your job to make sure that you should know as well exactly what the guidelines are for something that you're trying to sell? Wouldn't you know that? Don't blame it on the lender. Hold the lender accountable for their knowledge, yes. But you have to know as well. That's why I connect my clients with great real estate agents. 407-706-3313. Now, if it's a mobile home, you also have to make sure that the title's retired. That could cost you between $300 and $800 to retire title. If it's on well and septic, you're probably going to need a well analysis. That's probably about $350. And, that's about $175 to $200. And it has to go to a laboratory and it has to be cultured to make sure that it's got no nitrites and nitrates in it and things of that nature. And VA has a different method than they do for conventional or FHA. So your lender has to know that, because I've seen people order well analysis and they get it back and they go, well, that doesn't meet VA's guidelines. Well, nobody told me that. Of course they didn't tell you that, because the lender's supposed to tell you you need the type that's for VA. And the laboratories that we deal with know that. Now, that's not all. You need a well inspection. A septic tank inspection if you're on septic. Okay, so those are all things you need to do. Then you have to get a copy of the tag on the mobile home and the certificate. So if you don't have that information, you can't tell if the title's already been retired. So how do you know that? Now, what do we have to do to retire the title? And can that affect your closing? Yes, it can. A lender that knows what they're doing when it comes to mobile homes is vital. Call me at 407-706-3313. Let's talk a little bit. Oh, by the way, I am teaching a class this month. I think it's September 20th, but you'll have to check my website. I'll get with Jeanette on that for the scheduling. But it will be a class for the general public, but a must if you are a real estate agent and you do not understand mobile homes and condominiums and how the financing works, then you need to get into this class. It will be a live class, but when I do these classes, they're small rooms, like 25 people. That's it. 20 to 25 people. That's all I bring in. Okay. So I think that's on September 20th, but I'll double check my calendar. Condominiums, another thing that I'm getting a lot of calls on right now. Why? Because you can buy a condo cheaper. The problem is that many of the condominiums do not meet conventional FHA or VA qualifications. Now, why doesn't the listing agent know what type of financing is available in it beforehand? They should know that. If you're listing a condominium, know if you can get FHA or VA financing on it. Know if you can get a conventional loan on it. Know what the owner occupancy to renter ratio is in there. Know if there's any lawsuits against the association, because that can affect your client getting approved in it, even if it's not in their building. So let's just give you an idea. Condominiums come at a great price, but the type of financing available is extremely limited. Now, fortunately, in my office, I have a full condo review department. That's all they do, is review condos. So I can get you into the right one and get the review back quickly. Now, you can buy the condo cheaper, but let's look at, other than the financing, let's look at some other aspects of this. You have an HOA fee. And that HOA fee could run from, say, $250 to $600 a month. Now, what does that give you? Access to the pool? Maybe a guarded gate? I don't know. Maintenance of the lawn? Insurance for the common grounds? Reserves? All of those things play into this. Now, you can buy a condo for $250 with a $400 HOA, but you could get a single family residence for $325 with a $60 HOA, and you're at the same monthly payment. So don't get caught up that it's cheaper, because at the end of the day, it may not be cheaper. I'm not saying don't buy a condo. Not one bit. I'm saying know the facts, know the numbers, because I get a lot of calls going, well, I can afford a $225 condo, but I can't afford a $325 house. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Know the facts. 407-706-3313. I'm the Lone Ranger. Again, that's 407-706-3313, or WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Don't forget to stop by my booth today at the K92.3 All-Star Jam at Additions Arena, starting tonight. I think it starts at 6:30. I'm going to be there early to meet and greet. I get to meet Jelly Roll and Dan and Shay and Michael Ray and Mitchell Tenpenny and all the other stars that are going to be there. I'm looking forward to meeting with them. You can stop by my booth and say hi. I'd really appreciate it if you would do that. Shake my hand. I'd love to meet with you. If you're a hero, I have something very special that I want to give to you today. If you are law enforcement, first responder, nurse, home health care worker, or a teacher, you stop by my booth. I got something special for you I'd like to give to you. And I'd just like to know who all our heroes are. If you are a hero and you're currently renting, talk to me about my Hometown Heroes product. I can get you up to $25,000 in down payment assistance money and connect you with a real estate agent that will give you 25% of the buy-side commission back. It's a no-brainer, guys. I'll be back in 5 minutes with the last segment of the Lone Ranger Radio Show. WeBringYouHome.com, 407-706-3313. Stay tuned.